Even the most loved animals on this planet have the potential to be dangerous and even deadly. Us humans often try and control nature in a way that suits us, but really it is impossible to tame wild animals. All wild animals on this planet are adapted to their ecosystems and their ways of life, and as life for a wild animal can be quite harsh and unforgiving, even animals that are seen as calm or friendly have the potential to be killers. In this video I will be going through just a few potentially dangerous animals that are seen as harmless, as I will be going through 3 loved harmless animals that have proven to be killers. And for our first story we will be heading over to Durban, South Africa, and we will be focusing on the giraffe. At one point, all giraffes across Africa were thought to be one species, but this species was thought to have multiple subspecies. Today it's argued that these subspecies should be actual species, as there are many major differences between the populations. The giraffe is one of the most iconic large animals that's still left on this planet, and it does have many adaptations that helps it to survive in the harsh landscapes of Africa. They are able to get by on a relatively little amount of water, as they get a lot of their moisture through the leaves that they eat. To get at these leaves they have an extremely long neck, and this long neck helps them to reach a maximum size of around 6 meters. This size not only helps them get at hard to reach leaves, but it also makes them the tallest mammal on this planet. Even though their necks are very long, they have the same number of neck vertebrae as us humans, and in fact chickens have more neck vertebrae. Unfortunately for the giraffes, this long neck also comes with some downsides, as it makes it very hard for them to drink at a waterhole, and it also doesn't make them very agile. Even though they're not known for being very pacey, they can run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour over short distances, and this does help them escape some predators. Although very few creatures will target a fully grown giraffe, some predators such as lions, hyenas and leopards will attempt to take them down. Although many of us humans view giraffes as very gentle and calm creatures, these mammals are far from defenseless. Not only are they able to kill a lion with a single kick, but males also batter each other with headbutts when fighting over mates. For the most part, giraffe-human interactions are very pleasant, and often involves humans looking at giraffes from a distance. This is of course the best and safest way to view wildlife, and although they are relatively calm, giraffes do have the potential to become killers if you get too close. This is exactly what brings us to South Africa, as in October of last year a tragic incident occurred at this park. Kolani Game Park is a former cattle ranch and was turned into a luxury safari resort aimed at families. It claimed to be a safe environment and there were strictly no predators. Although I'm sure this park was relatively safe, it's impossible to completely tame wildlife, and we will never be able to fully control nature. In October of last year, a 25-year-old woman and her 1-year-old child were walking through the park when they were suddenly attacked by a giraffe. A female giraffe trampled the woman and her child, and unfortunately the child couldn't be saved. The mother was left critically injured and fighting for her life, and was eventually rushed to hospital. Giraffe attacks on humans are extremely rare, and it turns out that this attack wasn't because of pure aggression. Giraffes are very protective over their young as they are very vulnerable, and it's thought that this mother giraffe may have been protecting its calf against humans. Of course the 25-year-old woman meant no harm, but the giraffe was not to know this. Strangely, this isn't the only fatal giraffe attack in the last few years, as in 2018 a film director was killed by a giraffe after it crushed his skull. This shows that if pushed, even calm animals can become killers, and once again the best way to appreciate an animal's beauty is from afar. But for our next story we will be heading to a beach east of Sao Paulo, as I will be focusing on the bottlenose dolphin. When it comes to the most loved animals on this planet, dolphins are pretty high on the list. They are incredibly intelligent creatures, and they often socialise and interact with humans. Strangely, dolphins are also very misunderstood creatures, and they do have a very dark side that isn't seen by most people. Dolphins are of course related to orcas or killer whales, and these creatures are known for having quite a dark side. They will often play with their food and launch them into the air, and are known to kill whales just to eat their tongues. This sort of behaviour can also be seen in bottlenose dolphins, but you're not likely to see it on any nature programs or documentaries. Orcas will kill and eat bottlenose dolphins, and strangely bottlenose dolphins are known to kill porpoises. In most cases they don't even eat the porpoises, and seem to kill them because of pure aggression or simply because they enjoy doing it. As well as this, dolphins are known to be very sexually aggressive, and are even known to be sexually aggressive towards us humans. Famously, there is one very controversial story where a volunteer naturalist would pleasure captive dolphins, but I don't think that's a story I should tell on YouTube. The coasts to the east of Sao Paulo were home to one very famous dolphin that went by the name of Tiao. This dolphin first received public attention in 1994, as he'd visit the pier and the area almost every day, and he would frequently follow boats in the area. At first, the locals thought of him as a very positive creature to have around, but this view changed very quickly. While in the shallow waters around his favourite beach, Tiao rammed 2 swimmers and broke their ribs. Later on in 1994, he was thought to have killed a swimmer, either by drowning them or making sure that they couldn't return to shore. This makes Tiao sound like quite an evil creature, but once again it wasn't really his fault. Before he started attacking people, this dolphin was constantly harassed, and sometimes he was even trapped in a crowd of people. Some people would grab hold of his dorsal fin and drag him through the water, and in some of the most cruel cases, some people tried to stick an ice cream cone in his blowhole, and also attempted to pour beer into his mouth. It's thought that the swimmers that he attacked could have been harassing him too, so really it's no mystery as to why he hated humans. Luckily for this dolphin, he was never caught or injured, and later on in that year he disappeared without a trace. Although dolphins certainly aren't angels, Tiao wasn't to blame, and really we need to treat wildlife with more respect. For our last story, we will be heading over to the Japanese island of Hokkaido, but strangely the animal that we will be focusing on is from a completely different part of the world. There are 2 species of capybara alive today, the greater capybara and the lesser capybara. The greater capybara is the species that I will be focusing on, and of course this species is the largest living rodent alive today. Capybaras are semi-aquatic rodents from South America, and they are perfectly adapted to wetland ecosystems. They enjoy being near the water not just because it provides them with food, but it also acts as an escape route away from predators. Capybara are often targeted by predators such as jaguars, and in most cases they can escape these predators by diving into the water. This is why you will often find them in and around water, and sometimes they're accompanied by their cute pups. Just like many other rodents, their teeth never stop growing, and these incisors are very strong and chisel-like. They're very effective at cutting through grass, and they also come in very handy if they want to dish out a defensive bite. Even though Japan is home to some invasive rodents, the capybara isn't one of them. The capybara I will be focusing on in Hokkaido is captive, and strangely instead of killing a human, it killed another primate. All the way back in September 2005, a capybara killed a spider monkey in a Japanese zoo. It turns out that they were both recently put in the same enclosure, and there were some fights over territory and food. When the attack happened, the monkey was in the pool that the capybara used, and officials say that the 2 animals appeared to startle each other. After this, the capybara bit the monkey's neck, and this was enough to inflict a fatal wound. The spider monkey really stood little chance, and hopefully this is just a one-off freak event. If you know of any other stories like this, then let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. But until next time, goodbye.